Hey now, we are getting over, and I am the Silver King, Adam Silverstein, here to lead you through these hard times. With a special edition of your favorite professional wrestling podcast. That's right, Getting Over is back once again, and it is a rare 2 for Tuesday right here on the show, as joining today's program for the first time is none other than the current NXT North American champion and one half of the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions, All Ego, Ethan Page. We will get to that momentarily, as I do need to remind you, this will be a 4-episode week here on the Getting Over Wrestling podcast. Our 2025 WWE Survivor Series War Games Ultimate Preview will be the second show posted Tuesday. Then we will be back Thursday talking NXT and AEW before circling back this weekend for a WWE Survivor Series War Games instant analysis shortly after that show goes off the air. So be sure to remember, here at Getting Over,
it's all about Defy.
Head over to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Subscribe to the show if you have not already. Leave a 5-star rating on Apple. Take a little extra time. Leave a 5-star written review. If you do, we will read it live right here on the show. Do not forget to follow us on social media at Getting Overcast on Twitter and Blue Sky. You get episode drops, news, analysis, highlights. You can send in questions and comments for the show on YouTube. You can watch a full-length version of this sit-down with Ethan Page and listen to complete audio episodes of the show across the board. Follow us at Getting Overcast. And before we get into this uninterrupted conversation, the Silver King does need a second to thank NordVPN for being the lone sponsor of Getting Over. Whether it's Raw, SmackDown, NXT, premium live events, whatever it is on Netflix, even Saturday night's main event on YouTube, Silver King is all in with NordVPN. It's easy to set up, a drastically better viewing experience with high-quality streams, commercial-free shows. All you have to do is sign up at nordvpn.com/gettingover, open the app, quick connect to another country like Canada, open Netflix, and watch the show. That's it. That's going to be crucial, by the way, for Survivor Series War Games this weekend, especially for those of you with Comcast or YouTube TV who still don't have access to ESPN Unlimited. NordVPN also allows you to get around online censorship or surveillance, protect your private data when web browsing, and avoid online threats. Plus, one NordVPN account can be used for 10 different devices. Get the best discount from NordVPN. Go to nordvpn.com/gettingover. Our link will give you 4 extra free months off the 2-year plan, and there's no risk because Nord has a 30-day money-back guarantee. So improve your WWE viewing, save some money, browse safer online, and get the best discount for the best VPN at nordvpn.com/gettingover. It is great to have NordVPN as the official singular sponsor of your boys right here at Getting Over. Okay, enough with the teases and the promotions. Let's get to it. Ethan Page sat down with your boy late last week. We discussed a wide variety of topics ranging from, his first 18 months in WWE to his departure from AEW to how he defines success in professional wrestling. And it was an absolute blast to go back and forth with him about all of that and more. Again, I will remind you, you can watch this conversation in its entirety on our YouTube channel at Getting Overcast. But with that said, let's get to it. It's great to welcome Ethan Page to the show for the first time after his successful defense of the AAA Mixed Tag Team Championships alongside Chelsea Green at NXT Gold Rush. Week 2 of Gold Rush airs Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the CW in the United States, Netflix internationally, as NXT does all 52 weeks of the year. Ethan, man, great to have you here. What a year this has been for you already. How fast has this been moving for you?
What does that mean?
The level of success, the accomplishment, the amount you're featured wrestling in Mexico and Canada, the United States, all of it.
I don't think there's anything really fast about it. I've been wrestling about 19 years, I think. So it's been a pretty slow process, if you ask me personally. It might be fast for you or some fans unfamiliar with my work. But no, this has been a tumultuous road. Not so fast. I think everything is just as it is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's a fair way to put it. And
yeah,
This team that you have going with Chelsea Green right now, it's been inspired. Obviously, this match with Joe Hendry and Thea Hale, top of mind right now. Sorry that I said his name. I know you've.
He didn't show up. I think we handled that.
I think we're pretty good now. I know you've discussed in other interviews working together, but what was your initial reaction when it was pitched to you, not really knowing her despite your similar backgrounds?
I mean, she's very entertaining. Also, very large fan base. I'm a man of business, and this seemed like a very good strategic move. Turns out we have very good chemistry, good working relationship, and both see the benefit of teaming together. And clearly, every promotion under the WWE umbrella also sees the benefit of us teaming together since we're probably the most booked act in the WWE.
Yeah.
I don't know what time off is. I'm going to finish this interview, finish packing, and then I'll be heading to Mexico City to defend these championships again. So, yeah.
How does it feel to have someone like that who you get put together with? Obviously, you're into it, but you didn't know them that well coming in. To be pushing as hard for you as Chelsea has to get brought up to the main roster, pretty much every time she speaks with anyone, she's making sure that goes out there.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone in the WWE who wouldn't want to be working with Ethan Page right now.
Okay, fair enough. I remember you saying when you got signed by WWE, it came completely out of nowhere. What did they tell you initially when it came to NXT versus the main roster upon signing? Was there any type of outline trajectory, timeline, anything like that?
No promises. Just opportunity, which I've clearly grabbed. You know what? I do want to actually discuss something.
Sure.
And you requested before we went live that this was as candid as possible. So I think this is perfect. I want to abolish the phrase main roster.
Okay.
I think it's demeaning. I think it actually spits in the face of what I personally, and I can only talk about me personally, what I personally have and continue to accomplish in NXT. And I believe that when one of these other promotions, Raw or SmackDown, goes out of their way because they need me to come steal me from Shawn Michaels, that it will be a lateral move for me career wise because I already am a quote unquote main attraction. So I don't think there's really like a level up per se. And right now, Shawn Michaels has the best wrestler in the WWE under the WWE umbrella on his roster. I just play for a specific team. I'm not in the B League.
Sure.
I play for a different team in the NFL, in the MLB, in the NHL. I play for a different team.
Sure.
And I win a lot for my team. So I will end up being traded, I'm sure. But for me, it will be a lateral move. And the word developmental pisses me off too, because I believe, and many others do too,
Sure.
that I am the best wrestler in the WWE currently. So how on earth are there wrestlers on this so-called main roster who aren't as good as me? So maybe they need to develop. Maybe they are developmental wrestlers because they need development. I do not. I do not need development. I'm one of the best wrestlers in the WWE, if not the best. I carry my brand with pride very well. Weekly, as a professional, my paycheck is very good. So wherever I go, I promise you it will be a lateral move. Let's abolish this main roster talk. I'm better than everyone on Raw and everyone on SmackDown. So no, this is not a step up if I go somewhere else. I'm being traded from one team to the next. This is not a developmental brand. We have our own network, seen weekly, live. Anyways, sorry to go on a rant.
Oh, it was a good one.
You asked for candid. That's as candid as I can get.
What do you then say to the subsection of fans when a veteran wrestler like yourself is forced to start their WWE careers in NXT? How do you feel about that contention from them?
What do you mean forced? I could have said no.
Right.
I was not forced. I was looking for employment, and Shawn Michaels offered me a spot on his roster. And it turned out to be a perfect position for me to grow into the performer that I am today. And WWE is very lucky that Shawn Michaels hired me for his roster because now I am under the WWE umbrella. How I came here and where I started means literally nothing. This belt right here has the WWE logo right in the center. I
Sure.
am a champion in the WWE. So good, they sent me to another promotion that they just acquired, and now I'm a champion there too. I don't think there really is like a normal trajectory for Ethan Page. I think that I have outgrown every position that I've been put in every company, which is why I've left every promotion on my own because I knew I needed to grow. And here I am. I'm growing, I'm growing, I'm growing. And I don't want to put some kind of ceiling on me or my career because other people did things a certain way. I'm breaking the mold. I'm breaking this whole developmental crap. It's not real. It's a facade. And I think that these main rosters like Raw and SmackDown, they want to continue the facade because it helps them separate themselves from me. Me specifically, maybe not the locker room, but me specifically. Everyone on Raw and SmackDown knows that I'm coming for them. And I think that they're genuinely worried. So they like to just throw words like developmental. And I don't like it. I'm over it.
Perhaps perhaps it's not developmental for you, but you have grown down there. How, besides holding WWE gold, do you feel like you have done that?
Ooh. I mean, how do you not? It's I mean, everything will grow different in a different environment, right? Different sunlight, different water, different soil. WWE was just the perfect environment for me, the perfect habitat for me to grow into the performer that I am. And honestly, I believe pressure had a lot to do with that. Being thrown in the deep end right away. Um, yeah, I just remember I think one of the first or second times here, I talked on a live mic for 10 minutes, my contract signing with Ava.
Right.
And had just pretended that I had done that many times, but that was definitely the first time I had ever done that. So I was just kind of faking it till I made it. And now I don't think there's a scenario in this company that I'm not prepared for.
I think
And go ahead.
no, I was going to say enough people don't realize that 95% of people fake it until they make it because you can't know what you're going to do until you actually do it
Yes.
every single time.
And everyone else in WWE who's too afraid to try, good.
Yeah, for sure. What were your spending a decade and a half or almost 2 decades, I guess, pre WWE, everywhere else pretty much?
Yeah.
What were your expectations of WWE coming in, and how did that compare to the reality of what you're experiencing?
You know what? My expectations were, I guess, skewed because I've had so many peers have such different experiences. Coming in here, you obviously hear, I don't want to say horror stories, but tall tales, I guess.
Sure.
And I don't know. For me personally, I just have not experienced the same things as everybody else. This has been probably like a dream scenario for me, but also I have gone into this the same that I have gone into every situation previously. Every contract I've signed, I've brought the same energy that I am right now. Obviously, with a different level of maturity and experience, and time in and time under tension, and over time, there's just experiences get me ready for all this stuff. But I've had the same attitude from day one until now. Wherever I am, whatever brand I'm working for, whatever flag I'm waving, I will do it to the best of my ability. It just turns out that the WWE values that and wants to use that clearly.
Has there been any singular surprise, whether it is being used as frequently as you have been outside of your main brand or just the way things operate behind the scenes? Anything?
No, this is, what's so weird? This, how this everything is going is how I envisioned how it should be.
Mhm.
Work hard, get rewarded, entertain people, you're put on the show. I don't know. You win matches, you win titles.
That's fair.
It seems Here is very logical. I've yeah, I don't know.
No, you're kind of leading me into the next question I was going to ask you anyway, because
Go ahead.
on that same expectation versus reality, topic, rewinding, I've been curious how everything transpired at your prior stop. When you signed that 3-year deal with AEW, what were your expectations going in, and how did that compare to the reality of what happened there?
I don't know. Good question. I think you know what? Maybe I'm to blame for everything. And I say that in a sense of there's never been a point in my life that I've ever been satisfied. So maybe there was an understanding previously of what was expected of me that I felt I had accomplished and outgrown, and I was looking for more, and it was not being offered to me. So I knew to get what I wanted, I would have to leave. So I think that that was it. I potentially just outgrew the opportunities that were being given to me. And I knew that I had to go look somewhere else for those opportunities. And clearly, I'm holding them right now. So, yes.
So another example of fit and environment where perhaps you could have thrived over time, but you made the move that you made and wound up in a situation that clearly has benefited you. And I'm going to say this as someone from the outside. You're doing the best work of your career right now. As someone who's actually living it, does it feel that way?
Yes, of course. Dude, I know we're sitting here chatting in a wrestling interview, but I do believe I am the best professional wrestler in the world right now.
Yeah. If you didn't, you shouldn't be doing this job. That's how I see it.
If anyone else believes they're the best wrestler in the world, they're delusional. But I agree with what you just said.
Fair enough.
Sure.
So even among some of the huge names that have come through NXT over the years, you really had the rocket strapped to you from the start. And I've been curious for a while about that incredible finish to your NXT championship match, your first, or actually your second one, with Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Sean Spears. Whose idea was that? How did it all come together as perfectly as it did? Because when you're doing something like that, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of stuff that can go wrong and not get executed. How did you guys execute that? Where did it come from?
I would say the best way to answer that question is that anything put out by NXT is coming from the mind and passion of one Heartbreak Kid.
Fair enough. I know you've spoken previously about how great that working relationship has been with Shawn Michaels. For the fan in you, how hard did it pop you when he shared, Ethan, you're going to be the one following in my footsteps. You're going to lose your smile.
Well, the whole thing was weird because it was in the same building.
Right.
Um, okay, so I would say, man, you're really trying to pull this curtain back. So I'm going to give you a little bit.
I mean, just a little. Come on.
This is what I'll give you. This is the little nugget in my brain I'll give you. I understand what you asked, and I'll happily answer that, but I feel like there's something better that we can discuss here.
Go for it.
The biggest issue for me is not so much being told or granted an opportunity or, oh, I can't believe who or where, right? For me, it's these are legendary moments and legendary wrestlers, and I am on a streak of performances that are being highly touted. So now I am being given something to essentially pay like homage to, but also give my own twist that needs to be authentic enough to how well things are going for me that they continue the wave of momentum, aren't too on the nose that it's like a eye roll
Right.
situation. I think the pressure of delivering constantly at a high level, I think that is the thing that gets me the most, and that it is being asked of me by Shawn Michaels. So I expect a lot of myself to I guess dwindle it down to I expect a lot of myself, but I can't imagine what Sean would expect of himself in this scenario, and knowing that he is now expecting it of me. So uh, I'll say that I think that was the biggest mind f.
What's the kind of feedback you're receiving from him? You know what? Because we're focused on the positives, and sure, the positives have massively outweighed any potential negatives or criticisms. What is the criticism he's given you that you have actively, made a change in, whether it was your personality or in ring, whatever the case, where you've seen like a drastic improvement?
It's case by case, definitely case by case. But I will say that he sees me in a more positive light than I see myself, and I don't say that in a sense of like I'm this self-deprecating, self-loathing. I'm all ego. I'm very confident. There are scenarios that I maybe am too humble where he is the one that's like, no, you can 100% do this. Um, yes. Oh, for instance, I was very skeptical of painting my face
Wow.
for Halloween Havoc, and he reassured me that I have a killer instinct side in me, and that I have a very dangerous side to me. That I'm not just this, I guess, softer, colorful, I guess, tag partner with Chelsea Green. I do have like a edgier side, and to take the risks to do stuff like that. Whereas maybe I was like, maybe I shouldn't. And I'm glad that I did. It was very iconic, I believe, for me to do that. And it made the match way more special.
Yeah, we actually talked about that on the show. The aesthetics of you doing that and how it looked in the grand picture of that match was absolutely necessary. I would
Yeah.
anything else. So showing that side of you, but also kind of going back to this um, losing your smile that led into, of course, the feud with Javon Evans. And one of the reasons that match was so important, or I should say, excuse me, that feud was so important is it was also you bringing this guy up. The NXT title told viewers you're legit. That feud probably made you, I would say, in WWE, if I can insert my own opinion there. As someone who's worked with the best of the best in the game right now, working with Javon as long as you did, how high is that kid ceiling?
Higher than everyone else here. Higher than mine. I mean, that's hurts me to say.
What's it about him that's so special?
He's just himself. And I think that's one thing that took me so long to figure out is essentially just be as genuine as possible. And as much as I hate the kid, he is who he is. No one's going to change him. And when he performs, that's as genuine of Javon as you're going to get. So, yeah, he has an unlimited ceiling, and I hope the WWE has signed him to a 15-year contract. So, I'm very excited to see what he does here.
Have there been any extension talks with you?
I'm sorry.
There been any contract extension talks with you?
Listen, pal, I don't like to divulge my personal information.
Sure.
I'll just give you this. In my previous employer, I had 3 contracts during my stay, and no one knew anything about any of them. So
Fair
I
enough.
will I will continue to operate.
Hey, you're the one that brought up contracts. It wasn't me. It wasn't planned on my.
You know what? Fair enough.
Hey,
You just took a string and decided to pull.
that's what I tried to do. That's what.
Yeah, that's your job. I understand.
Going back to Javon, where does that street fight at Roadblock? Where does that rank among the best matches of your career?
Strangely enough, I put the match at Vengeance Day as potentially one of my best matches of my career.
Not the Roadblock. Why Vengeance Day over Roadblock?
Just personal preference. I've been wrestling, I mean, almost 20 years. Just I don't know. That one to me felt different. The crowd. I've also wrestled in that venue a bunch of times. Maybe it was just for me that was the one where I felt like everything had really clicked. Like my cardio had peaked. There was a bunch of things that I was personally trying to work on. There was a bunch of things that Terry Taylor had been helping me with at the time, coaching me that so a lot of people don't actually know this about me because I don't know, I have a weird career. But I've never actually been formally trained to be a wrestler. So I essentially trained myself on the road, just picking up things here and there from guys I admired or thought highly of and was like, oh, well, he's good at this, he's good at this, he's good at this. So I've never actually been sat down and explained or shown anything or even shown technique or how to do things properly or why to do things properly. So coming to the WWE 18 years into my career, I, no joke, had to start from the very, 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 very beginning of fundamentals to get rid of some bad habits that I have formed by literally teaching myself how to be a professional wrestler. So
If you
yeah, that match to me was like, oh, okay, well, you picked up all this stuff that you've been lacking, but also I had no clue that I was lacking. There's a whole philosophy that I've been giving my peers that I was actually never a professional wrestler. I was just an entertainer until I came to WWE. And when I came to WWE, I became a professional wrestler and I will finish my career a professional wrestler.
It's incredibly ironic for you to say that because everyone believes it's the opposite. That people are professional wrestlers before they come to WWE.
Yes.
They join WWE and they become entertainers.
Can I tell you why? People have no clue what professional wrestling is. Everyone that thinks they know what professional wrestling is, all their favorite wrestlers can't sell one ticket. So they're actually not professional wrestlers.
What's professional wrestling?
Professional wrestling is putting butts in seats. Professional wrestling is literally advertising a physical confrontation between two larger than life superstars and convincing people to show up and watch it.
Even though what may be in front of them is different, perhaps, than mixed martial arts or something like that.
I don't know. When the bell rings, who cares?
You mentioned that you never had formal training and you got into this business. How did you have your first match? How did that come about if you didn't have that level of training to go into the ring and perform well, be safe, whatever the case might be?
I literally think I'm just entertaining, and I was about to swear, I bull crap my way through everything in my entire life. You know what? I just had a delusional belief that I was meant to do this. I still have that belief, and it's all coming true. So maybe I was right, but I've just always had this belief, and I don't know. In no scenario in my life did I ever think, oh, I should not be here. In every scenario, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I knew this would happen.
What about the scenario where the self-described rock fan is sitting across the screen or across, the backstage area, wherever you walk, from the guy that you idolized growing up? I know that was for you.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to talk one-on-one around that? Did he give you any advice, suggestions one-on-one?
Of course.
You want to share any of those?
Advice for me, not for thee. But I'll say I did get to talk to him. He has enough humility to sit there and let me blab, and for as long as I want. It was a great experience. He gave me career-changing advice that I have taken to heart and applied since, and it has definitely benefited me greatly on multiple occasions. And I can't thank him enough. And then that answers your question. Now on the flip side, I want to ask you a question. Who else?
Who else? What?
Who else would you put in that scenario?
In what scenario? Giving you advice?
No, standing across from The Rock on NXT.
Oh, on that brand at that time? Yeah, you. Yeah. You could throw a Trick Williams out there. You could throw a Trick Williams out there. You could throw, probably no, Javon, little different kind of interaction.
All right, we're fantasy booking now, and
hey, you have to, again, man.
A charity situation, and we're not looking for that.
Topic. You brought up the topic, not me.
You're right. I'm not the interviewer. I don't know why I'm asking.
No, you can ask me whatever you want. It's
okay.
So given your definition of professional wrestling,
which I'm sure fans are gonna
I know,
love.
given your fandom of The Rock, is
Yes,
Rock Hogan WrestleMania X8 the peak of professional wrestling?
one of them for sure,
It's the other.
for sure. I don't know. I would have to sit and think about it. The thing I despise the most is that when people give personal opinion, it just gets misconstrued into fact. This is all just personal opinion. Uh, what I think wrestling is personal opinion. Also, my opinion has changed.
Sure.
It will continue to change. Um, I don't know. I don't know what I did. Oh, man.
Do you have a favorite match of all time, a favorite moment when you think of your childhood, growing up, Attitude Era, otherwise?
Oh yeah, of course. Like I'll always go to like Razor and Sean's ladder match at Mania 10 or what, like I would say like peak fandom, one of my favorites was Mania 19. I think the whole card is absolutely insane, top to bottom, probably one of my favorite WrestleManias. Yeah, there's a lot of things that stick out to me as like favorites. WrestleMania 14 was a favorite. The dumpster match is insane. In that Rock and Ken Shamrock was like a visual where he's bleeding out of the mouth, something that I'll never forget. Yeah, there's like I think honestly it's just an age window where you're most impressionable as a fan, and then that kind of sticks
Yeah.
with you forever. It's the only way I can explain ECW
Yeah. Right there.
because it sucked.
ECW sucked to you.
Of course.
Why?
I was not the right age to just
Oh, okay.
digest that garbage and say it was good.
I feel like a few years later, though, I mean, knowing you, your promo style, the way you kind of carry yourself,
Everyone says Shane Douglas to me, and I just
that's
want to
kind of what I was getting
retire. I want to retire.
at. What do you think? So you mentioned what
I
WrestleMania?
beat him up once.
How did that happen?
I booked him on my indie in Canada so I could beat him up because everyone said that I was like him. So I just tried to end his career. It didn't work, but I beat him.
What was your motivation originally for starting that indie? And did it hurt you to kind of move away from that, or you just saw it as necessary to kind of progress?
Well, I really haven't moved away from it. Not to throw too much of my
Oh no,
business out there.
you
Still very, I guess hands on. I just love wrestling, and to me, it felt like a discredit to professional wrestling to kind of throw my hands up in the air and say, "Oh well, figure it out, guys." Um, what was your first question? Why did I start it?
Yeah.
Oh, so there was nowhere really locally that I felt proud enough to like invite my family to come watch me perform. Like I was wrestling on shows where they were charging $2 to go in at a bar and the ropes were saggy and like half the wrestlers were drunk. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm not inviting my parents here. And at the time I was watching like what I believe to be high level wrestling, IWA Mid South, Ring of Honor, CZW. So I wanted to book that style of wrestling, which at the time I thought was professional wrestling, and book those guys in my hometown. So that's why I started the promotion, which is called Alpha One Wrestling, A1wrestling.com, in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. So they host events now, like I think 6 or 7 shows a year. They just had Matt Cardona on the last one. They've got Tyler Breeze on the next one, and I believe they're going to stream on YouTube in 2026. Anyways, I say this to say, um, it's still going because I want professional wrestling to thrive, and I think that promotions like that need to stay open for the next like real crop of talent. Like we've got guys like actually, the tag team champions of Alpha One are Swipe Right.
Oh,
And the Outer Limits champion of Alpha One is Sam Holloway. So you've got 3 WWE ID talents wrestling for the promotion. And then up and coming guys like Alec Price and Cody Lane are top talents there as well. But
yeah, we talk about Chelsea being a natural partner for you, but like the Vanity Project, Swipe Right guys,
love them.
That was like immediate kinship on television.
Yes. Yeah, that's real too. I'm like, come on. I clearly have influence in this promotion if I'm sending these guys down to Canada. I'm clearly a fan. I support them. I'm a very big supporter. I think they're very talented and they're naturals. They're also very dedicated in a detrimental way, which is how I definitely chased my career, just going for broke no matter what. So I admire that, and I want to see guys like that succeed. And honestly, most of the guys we use for that for Alpha One are all go for broke wrestlers.
A few young Ethan Pages running around on Evolve.
And I support it. Because I know I really needed it, so I want to make sure that I'm giving it to the guys that need it now.
That's super important. Canada obviously it's a massive country. There just feels like there's this kinship around Canadian professional wrestlers. Is that because it was more difficult for you all to kind of break out and make it?
Yeah, 100%. There's all an understanding of, oh, you escaped. Like, yes, wrestling is good in Canada in a sense of our fans are awesome. I mean, anytime you see the WWE go to a city like Toronto or Montreal, it's always an electric crowd. Wrestling is beloved in Canada, but for wrestlers in Canada to get seen across the world, more importantly, America, where all these American television companies are, it's very, very, very hard. And then you have to get over the hurdle of a work visa or to move here, a green card. There's just a lot that goes into that, a lot of paperwork and semantics.
No question. Appreciate your time today. I'll get you out of here on this. How fun is it to be hated to the degree you are by fans, and how rewarding is it to be so hated that you realize you're actually loved?
Oh, man. It makes me very happy that I can control people's emotions. And it's a skill that I have worked my entire life to perfect, and to know that I didn't waste my time. It makes me very happy.
Fantastic. Well, you can catch Ethan Page every Tuesday night on NXT for now, at least 8 p.m. Eastern on the CW in the United States, Netflix, internationally, all ego. Really appreciate your time, and thanks for being whatever form of candid you felt that was. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and also you could catch me on NXT maybe forever.
Possibly forever.
Because what's the difference?
Exactly. All the same. As I said before the conversation started, that was an absolute blast. We've been running this show for 819 episodes now across 5.5 years. We've spoken to Shawn Michaels, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre a few times, LA Knight, Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Swerve Strickland. I could go on. The list is seemingly endless, but this sit down with Ethan was one of the most fun and revealing half hours that we've had to date. I'm sure many of you listening could feel the tug of war at the beginning. Ethan kind of wanting to stay as much in character as possible, which he's done in other interviews successfully. Silver King here trying to pull him in the other direction. Certainly respected that, but also appreciated that he dropped the veil more and more as he got comfortable on the show. Obviously, the conversation around the true definition of professional wrestling rang true to what we've spoken about so often here on the show. It was interesting and revealing to hear that from someone who has been outside of WWE for so long, yet he can admit that even he, a 36-year-old guy, 17-year veteran in the industry, has legitimately developed and improved in such a short time frame in NXT and the WWE Performance Center area. His stance on NXT was both correct and, slightly exaggerated. NXT is indeed a third brand. It has the largest potential audience in terms of reach for the 3 WWE shows in the United States. The CW has ensured that legitimate stars are staying on the brand longer, trying to help carry that product. But at the same time, it is still developmental, evidenced by Ethan explaining how he developed despite all of his experience, not to mention what's happening with everyone else who's, younger than him. In retrospect, my biggest mistake on this interview was just not asking WWE for more time. Trust me, 30 minutes was extremely generous and much appreciated. I figured it would be enough. There's a huge difference between having a 30-minute conversation with someone and peppering a person with one question after another shoved into a 15-minute window. But I do feel like we could have gone back and forth for an hour and not blinked an eye. So perhaps we'll have the opportunity to get him back on the show next year and do exactly that. But look, Not going to review everything you just heard because, frankly, you just heard it. I only wanted to take an additional moment to thank WWE and Ethan Page for their time, hoping to have one more conversation before the year is out and continue rolling into 2026. We've obviously made significant progress here in 2025 after 2024 was a bit of a slow year, mostly due to the schedules of Silver King and Vintage Chris Vanini. So stay tuned. More WWE superstars and folks from other brands as well will be making their way right here to the Getting Over Wrestling podcast. And by the way, if you want to support our efforts here at Getting Over, please remember,
I happen to love the number 5.
and I hope you do as well, because for $5 a month, $50 for the entire year, you can become an official Getting Overhead. Just visit buymeacoffee.com/gettingover, sign up. You'll get bonus audio, the fastest 5 minutes in professional wrestling, instant reactions to every major show, and exclusive news analysis posts every week. Like I said, $5 a month, $50 for the entire year. This is a free show. We have one sponsor. That's it. And it's not even a permanent sponsor. We greatly would appreciate and somewhat need your financial support to keep the lights on. Again, buymeacoffee.com/gettingover. Also, a reminder that the next show you're going to hear from my vocal cords and those of Vintage Chris Vanini will be our 2025 WWE Survivor Series Ultimate Preview coming out later on Tuesday. We'll be back Thursday talking NXT and AEW. And then this weekend, as soon as Survivor Series War Games goes off the air, we will have that instant analysis episode ready for your ear holes. That is what we do here at the Getting Over Wrestling podcast. We create performance-enhancing audio for your ear holes. With that said, don't forget,
It's all about the 5.
so head over to Apple Podcasts and Spotify, leave a 5-star rating on Apple, take a little extra time, leave a 5-star written review. If you do, we will read it live right here on the show, and we're available wherever, by the way, you listen to podcasts. Just find us, search Getting Over Wrestling. It won't be a problem. And lastly, don't forget that you can follow us across the board on social media at Getting Overcast on Twitter and Blue Sky. From us, you get episode drops, news, analysis, highlights. You can send in questions and comments for the show on YouTube. You can watch full-length video interviews like this one with Ethan Page and listen to full-length audio episodes as well across the board at Getting Overcast. Thank you all so much for lending us your ear holes for this edition of the show. Like I said, we will be back 3 more times this week. But at this point, it is time for the Silver King to sign off and leave you with just 3 final words. Bye for now.